What's up YouTube, Nutris here, and today I'm going to do a video on how to lead a raid and using a sidereal skill. I know a lot of players are scared to lead their own raid because they do not know how to use sidereals. So I want to make sure you guys know exactly how they work, how to use them, when to use them. I'll do a series and try and cover each raid. Today we're going to do Valtan. But the basics of sidereal skills. Your raid leader, the person who makes the group, or you can transfer the raid leader. You can see I got the purple crown here. That person has access to these sidereals. And by default, you can activate them using Control Z, Control X, Control C. Now, this bar underneath has to be full before you are able to use the skill. Valtan Gate 1 is very, very low intensity for sidereal skill requirements if you are playing modern day Lost Ark. Most of the groups you join are ×2 orbs in their title, which means you are going to do the 30 and 15 health bar mech without cheesing it. You're just going to do it the normal way. And if that's the case, you really do not even need to use a sidereal. But you might as well use it when it fills up, so you can just use Thirain for damage, Control Z. And the way most of the sidereal skills work is you aim it using your cursor. So it doesn't matter if my character is faced this way. If my cursor is over here, and when I press Control Z, that's the direction Thirain's going to shoot his attack. So in this group, this is some footage from just a random Valtan. We had plenty of damage, ×2 orbs. So I do Thirain. We'll do the clip here. I'll show you. This is like the hell mode strat where you try and Thirain to hit both wolves. If your damage isn't super fast and the invader doesn't instantly disappear, or you skip the invasion altogether, you'll see he's about to spawn. And you can just try and hit them both on the mini map. I don't wait until the perfect time to do it because honestly, it's very irrelevant. You can see on the mini map right here. Here he is. So I just went over there and aimed it to try and hit both. Now my cursor, I'll pause it at the perfect frame here. So you can see I move my cursor right here on this wolf when I press Control Z. And that's where Thirain's going to go. And my goal was to hit both of these guys just to get damage in as fast as possible, because the invader is going to despawn in a second anyway because his health is already past the 15 bar mech threshold. So I just casted it immediately. I believe it only hits the blue guy because the red guy dashes away, but it's no big deal. So boom, damage is already done, disappears. I will say, if you guys are very low damage group, there was an option that a lot of parties did back in the day, and it was called the Way Cheese. And what they mean is that they use Way, the sidereal skill, to ignore this mechanic completely. And just a quick coverage of that. Everybody is going to run to the very bottom of the map when the mech starts. Like right now, everybody would already have started running down to the very bottom point of the map. They do this because your leader is going to go stand right here between these two orbs and the wolf right here. If you stand here and everybody else is south, your raid leader is the closest person to every single orb, so they will aggro every single orb. They're going to stand here, look right at the wolf, and press Control X to Way. This is going to do the majority of the stagger bar, and after they press Control X, the raid leader just runs and kites all the orbs. It's okay if you eat one orb on your way out. If you're fast, you can dodge them all. You don't have to eat any. But I always just walk through, eat an orb, and then I run to the north side of the map. That way, all your team members who are down here get to walk up and finish that last little bit of stagger on the boss. That's how you Way Cheese if you want to do it. I haven't seen a Way Cheese group in a while, but I don't run that many Valtans anymore. So literally, that's Gate 1. There's no special mech you have to do. Sidereal Gate 1, very easy. It honestly doesn't even matter that much at all. So I cut some footage. We'll get to Gate 2 here. All right, so different run. So Gate 2, actually has some requirements for the raid leader to do sidereals. And Balthor Control C, he's used as a defensive option to skip or cheese mechanics. And you have to use this, most groups that aren't super strong, you'll use this twice. Every group uses it at least once here, and then most groups hope they have it for the transition that happens at the very end right before Ghost Phase. So we'll just do a quick overview of how this works. Again, the tricky part is having full meter. So if you guys don't know, I'm hoping most people are familiar with this. I'm not really going over the mechanics of this video, just kind of how the sidereal skill is used. If you guys do need help with that, just come holler at me. So these blue orbs on the tower, you want to pick these up in order to get sidereal meter usage here. So this is just normal. You guys are used to this. Somebody just ran down there and picked up those orbs. You just watch them go off screen. There's going to be 2 more orbs here. And then lastly, there's going to be 2 more orbs here. So let them charge. I think I go grab these afterwards. Yeah. And the reason you do this is because if your group is very strong, you guys will push his health bar past the 130 HP trigger. That's what you're looking out for. So if your damage is very low, and I don't know if this group had it or not, but you'll see. So everyone's pumping damage, 140. He's going to do this attack. So it looks like we are pushing. So what this means is that he is going to skip jumping off the map, and he's going to go right into the wipe attack. So you have to have Balthor or everybody dies. So again, Balthor is aimed right in front of you. Like, I don't know, 10 feet in front of your character is where that metal plate will spawn. Just Control C. I try and wait till after he does this because sometimes people get knocked away, and then I run back and I'll cast it here. So I run up, Control C. So you can see this is the distance. This is where the metal plate's spawning. This is where I'm standing. My cursor was right here. He's a fixed width or a fixed distance away from your character. So you can't like put your cursor closer or farther to manipulate the distance from you. It's not that big of a deal, just worth noting. So I cast the Balthor because he's going to go into this wipe attack right now. This is the most important thing you have to do as a raid leader. So if your group has good damage and you know you're going to push past 130 after that second charge, you got to be ready for it. Otherwise, he jumps off and lands. You know, you'll have natural sidereal meter generation to do it. You don't have to worry about the blue orbs or anything. But that's when you cast Balthor. Now, the only other time you really need to worry about having a sidereal, this footage should skip here in a second, is at the very end, right before Ghost Phase. So right here, you can see it's just me and some other guy. This is how a lot of Valtans go. But anyway, you have to use Balthor one more time, and it's a safety net, essentially. You can do the mechanic without it, but it just prevents people from getting knocked back and falling off the map. It also gives you damage reduction, which is very helpful. But you'll see, you're just waiting until you get past 16 health bars, and you're going to cast Balthor right over here. That's the whole goal. So here we go. We're beating him up, waiting for this mech. And I see we got past 16. I immediately run over here and cast Balthor. So now we will not get knocked. You see how this guy just stood right here and just tanked it? You don't get hit, nothing happens. I'm going to run the mech like normal, but that is the most important time for you to Balthor. The one we talked about earlier, and then this one, if your damage isn't super high, then you'll have it back here and you can Balthor for safety. After that, you're just using Thirain during Ghost Phase. You hit counters, it refills your meter, and depending on how much damage you have, you'll usually only get 1 Thirain. If you have a lot of people alive and doing damage, you might not even get 1. But we only got 1 here. But that's the entire raid. That is how you lead a group and Thirain or Sidereal in general for Valtan. I'll try and do Vicus next, and if you guys have any specific questions on any other mechanics, please just let me know. I'm always streaming pretty much every day over on Twitch TV Nutris. So if you guys come by and you can tell me what raid you want me to do next, otherwise I'll just go in order. But thank you guys for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.